when
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
So ever since Mei joined the World Serpent back in Nagasora, she kinda has been on the sidelines ever since, sometimes dropping by on occasion to help Kiana and the gang with some fire support, and that's really it. This is because in her time away from the group, she instead goes through her own training arc to learn more about herself and the world, and that's what we'll be focusing on today. This video will be focused on the important events in the Elysian Realm story, which will briefly skip over most of the individual characters' backstories, something that I have been covering separately in my Fire Moth series linked in the description. Now back to Mei. Remember that time she fought the Hershey of Domination and remarked about how she felt like something was trying to drill some unknown stuff into her head, which she assumed to be the will of Honkai? Mei thought it was pretty dumb how this all-powerful Honkai god to her knowledge seems utterly incapable of maintaining control over its subjects. She then took this to Kevin, who she thinks knew more than he lets on, and Kevin, not having enough f***s to give, sent her away to search for it herself in the HQ basement, kickstarting the Elysian Realm storyline.
Put that candy back, I'm not buying you all that mess.
Right then, Mei then finds herself in the basement where a pink elf woman was waiting for her. She introduces herself as Alicia, who will become her guide for the trip. She was one of Kevin's colleagues back in the day, but she ain't the real one, because most of them are either long dead or missing. Instead, the Elysian Realm houses simulations of the select few that was collectively known as the Flame Chasers, which is cool and all, but from Mei's perspective, it's like she got sent on a wild goose chase with how vague her instructions were. So she decided to just learn about everything possible to find what's actually important to her goal. In a quick succession, she first meets Kelpas, who attacked her on sight with his goons. He's a bit of a handful, always angry, probably also needs therapy. But to help us, Alicia gave us Kelpas 101 to smooth out the process.
This is worthless.
As we learn more by reading texts you unlock by playing, we then meet a rich lady who likes to get wasted, the popular VTuber and fashion enthusiast, Eden, whose whole reason for drinking revolves around her wanting to forget her trauma. She's someone more in the outer rings, so she couldn't give Mei that much in the way of deep, dark secrets. This also includes Sakura, Hua, and our boy, Su. Even though Mei couldn't get the whole truth from the people she met so far, most has been cooperative in helping Mei in her pursuit by giving her part of their power in the form of signets to help guide her through her journey, which was represented with the buffs you get while playing through the game. So far, there's a name that caught Mei's attention, Mobius, a scientist who manufactured Honkai steroid soldiers who later also became one of them. She apparently doesn't like Alicia, which prompted Mei to go ask her about it. They later agreed for Alicia to take Mei to Mobius, before which Alicia challenged Mei to a 1v1 as a form of vibe check. You are supposed to win this fight, which was something I couldn't do for a time because my walks were worse equipped than the Russian army in Ukraine. I then waited to get Flame Scion and wiped the floor with her. Keep in mind this was before the difficulty got lowered, so you would basically need prior arms to beat this. Anyways, once Alicia lets Mei through, she then meets Mobius, who is trying her hardest to not look friendly. She then tried to and failed to give Mei her signet, which made her faint. After waking up, they then had a conversation where Mobius straight up calls Alicia bloody traitor, which raises Mei's eyebrows. She then tried asking Alicia about it, but she was denied an answer, which concludes the first part when suddenly Mei has been learning about more lore, and she's feeling pretty confident, but something's gotta happen for the story, so she ran into a glitch in the system that got her stuck. Luckily, a mysterious voice guides her to an escape route, to which you can choose to follow like a good person, or ignore it and shove it up there. Anyways, you would still survive regardless of the path you chose, and would get to meet the mysterious helper who's a little robot girl, Klein. She's the one who makes sure everything is running smoothly until it doesn't, as she decides to enlist Mei to help her solve her problems. Raven flew by to give her a visit. She claimed to be looking out for her junior and accompanies Mei. In reality, she has been told to stop her from going any further because things are about to get real. Mei of course respectfully declines and beats her up as a formality, so Raven can use that as an excuse to not take her back. After that's done, Mei then went on to challenge Mobius, who has an entire chapter dedicated to her shenanigans. Mei had to listen through Mobius going through her villain monologue about what she's going to do to her. Basically, this delusional sim has convinced herself that she's the real Mobius, which if she was wouldn't be limited to the confines of the Elysian Realm. She then came up with a plan to just hijack the body from a visitor using her knowledge from her previous research on the Abridged mental gymnastics. She also wanted to be the one and only Mobius, so she infected the real deal with a dose of doubt. To make her decide not to live anymore. You may remember the footage the real Mobius justifying her reasons for not continuing, which reaffirms that while she did truly feel what she said, it was really under the influence of her overachieving sim. Now, Mobius being a mantis didn't stop her from getting folded by May with client support. After losing the fight, the Curate sim ran away and used her plan B, which was a failsafe to make sure that she still gets May. But with Klein, Alicia, and May's sci-fi magic she knows from having fought the Hershey of Domination, they got away. After folding Mobius, May has to halt her exploration because Colliston was having a party, and while she would love to fold Otto herself, she unfortunately has business she needs to attend to. So Beth, she gave us a short Discord call with Kiana by using her call resonance or something. Anyways, May gave her some of her powers and on her way out, met the Will of Honkai, who she basically flipped off because it reminded her of what it's like to talk to Cosma. After returning to the realm, May had a quick chat with Raven and left to ask Kevin about some business. Raven then went out for a stroll in the realm and gets abducted by a mysterious nun, but later released. After coming back, May learned about the situation and found Raven with the help of the local cat girl, Phillis, who didn't have much in the way of fighting as she's more like an emotional support character anyway. She's also great at hiding. In any case, Raven mentioned that she was given a pendant that she lost somewhere in the act, so May went to ask our cat girl again, which turned out to have found it lying around. Phillis, recognizing the possibility of getting folded for being a lying thief, quickly and forcefully shoved the pendant into May's hand, which somehow causes May to faint. In May's mind, she's taken into a space to forcefully have a chat with a nun she later knows to be Aponia. This will repeat multiple times as Aponia can instantly make her faint whenever she pleases. Oh, she also threatens to kill her in 10 days if she continues to stay in the realm, apparently cause of fate and how May would bring down the whole realm because of it. Obviously, May believed this fate thingy to be a load of bullshit, but she can't just ignore it either. So to get answers, she needed to ask Aponia nicely. She couldn't pull up and knock down her door FBI style like she always did because Aponia hangs around in some obscure corner of the realm called the Deep End. Luckily, a while later, Alicia claimed to have found a way in, and May along with Raven heads out and did not get to it. Instead, they reached a place that looks like an art exhibit and met a fairly young boy. After an intense stare down, he introduces himself as Cosma and gave him his signet. But knowing about the group's destination quickly told him to
fuck off.
The group was on the verge of folding yet another flame chaser until Phillis appears just in time and persuaded them to retreat for now. When asked about what happened, May learned that the place she went to was Grisio's studio, which kinda acts like a checkpoint to get to the Deep End. They attempted to go there again and met Grisio, who was way too interested in painting, which made the group come back empty-handed again. At this point, a couple days have passed and May is really concerned over the 10-day prophecy, but just then, she conveniently received an invitation to a magic show in the Deep End by Vivi. May and Pardo set out to the show, to which May received Vivi's signet, which nearly killed her. But as per the prophecy, Aponia will not let May die as she brought her back just in time before Phillis disposes of her evidence by burying her bodies. Now May is getting more desperate to prove Aponia wrong, but this situation has made her realize something. Since the prophecy apparently prevents her from dying in this 10-day period, why not just literally kill herself early to disprove of the whole idea?
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
She still got saved by Aponia, who also reminded her that tomorrow is the final day and tried convincing her to run away, which of course fell on deaf ears. The next day, after finishing some preparation, May heads out to fight Aponia. In the fight, she unexpectedly received help from Grisio, who prior to the fight offered to paint a picture for her. And with this help, she successfully beat Aponia. But in reality, what she experienced was just a future Aponia shown to her, so now she's back to square one. But May has recognized this was all just a test, and after Aponia made sure that she didn't trick Grisio into helping her, she reveals that what May has been doing was so much like the person that was the reason Aponia decided to fuse herself to allow the Elysian Realm to exist. She then lets May through to meet the one and only Alicia. Hi, it's me. That concludes the story for the Elysian Realm game mode, which upon finishing would send you off to the new story chapter, which I have decided to summarize in a separate video. So if you like this style of summary, I would appreciate it if you like and subscribe. Other than that, college has been really busy and I only just managed to scramble enough time to make this video. So until next time, have a great one.